All right, everybody. So I'm joined again with my friend Ethan here,
Hey,
and we're going to be covering some interesting developments that have been following this bizarre drama, quote unquote,
the
with the Bud Light situation.
I,
So
I don't even know if all of the right is like linked together on this boycott or not because I would imagine a lot of like the politically uninvolved right who just vote Republican all the time are like, why the fuck are you boycotting my beer? You're not getting me to stop drinking it. While the other are acting
have a
like
good night,
this.
Berman. Yeah, I think there is probably like the vast majority of normal people are not concerned about this whole beer thing. Do you know the story behind it? Do you know what the issue
It was
is?
like they gave a nice trans woman a beer with her face on it or something.
There's this trans lady on TikTok who's very popular on TikTok. I find her content kind of cringy, but she's not a bad person. I have no issue with her or
Yeah.
anything. It's just not my cup of tea. But she's very popular on TikTok with her audience, and because of that, she ended up getting sent a single Bud Light beer can with her face on it as a promotion for her to do a
Did they
TikTok with.
even sell it in streams?
I think you can like buy it custom on Instagram or something.
Okay.
Like maybe, but that might even be a stretch. I just know that they sent her the one beer can for her to do like a little video of on TikTok to promote Bud Light, and the right lost their shit. And the reason for this isn't necessarily just because Dylan Mulvaney is trans. That is the main reason, but they have dedicated themselves specifically hating Dylan Mulvaney and making her the big like boogeyman, boogie woman, I guess, of the left or of the trans community by taking one TikTok of her where she says, "This is my first day as a girl," when she was coming out as trans and she was transitioning. Because she calls herself a girl in her TikToks, they try to claim she's doing the trans age thing and pretending to be a
What?
little girl, like a
What?
child. And so they're trying to claim she's a pedophile. It's like trying to be a little girl for some sexual gratification because she said she was a girl.
Or the more reasonable take is that as a child growing up, she never got to call herself that. So the first part of womanhood would being. No, that's mental gymnastics. That's gonna fucking pull a muscle. What?
That doesn't matter. The right will see what they want to see. The right will see what they want to see. So they're dedicated to this delusional idea that like Dylan Mulvaney is a self-admitted pedophile, and so they've been trying to boycott Bud Light. It has not gone well. Anheuser-Busch is not really like losing much in the way of like stock value. They're just back to normal pretty much.
Women call. Yeah, have they never heard of like a girls' night where women go drinking?
Yeah,
It's
it's
like it's
literally the biggest reach
this
ever.
this is like such a reach that I'm not surprised that they're not really winning this one even with their own people because
Yep.
it's a beer boycott and the mental gymnastics is a little much.
It's just they're overreaching. The right has been overextending lately. Do you feel that way?
Yeah, no, they got horny with it. They realized, holy fuck, we can throw our dick around. We can like actually push our weight around more because people are you're getting the second wave of Gamergate type people online, and then that's starting to affect real world as those people speak to their friends and whatnot. And the right's been like, holy fuck, we actually have some kind of influence now socially, and I think they're jumping the gun.
Yep, exactly. And I think a really good example of this is what's happening in real life. Here's a video of a guy who, now to be fair, he is destroying beer from the correct company, but he's not exactly destroying the right brand.
Oh god.
Let's watch this clip. If you know Bud Light, you'll know the cans are very dark blue. This is Anheuser-Busch beer, but he's not destroying Bud Light.
Bruh.
In my Walmart that I used to work at, as a salesman, they used to
Oh shit! Gee, what the fuck?
and they'll arrest you for it. So I wonder what happened to this guy.
That's probably what they're doing.
Oh, that's why he's destroying. He's
What?
destroying the bush light, dude. Why?
Security comes, the cops.
Get his ass!
Topeka police.
Yeah. The same
There.
person was previously arrested for exposing himself to a 16-year-old.
We're gonna get to that. You spoiled it in this.
Okay, I didn't know if that's verifiable, sorry.
Woo!
There he goes, getting carried off.
Good
in
job! Got quite the crowd.
Here's the mess. You got some Bud Light, it looks like. Some blue shades up there.
He's in debt for life.
You can't really see it that well. He's in debt for a while. Drew, what do you think of that, Ethan? What are your thoughts on that video?
Uh, the insults I wish to call him would be argued as ableist by your fans, and I am genuinely impressed that someone would be willing to get arrested over smashing some beer. I actually can't think of something analogous to me. Like, imagine if after the Blizzard issue, I went and like caught the building on fire or something, or like I started smashing.
That
the
was
glass
you?
panes. No. like imagine if I did that. Like, I don't think people who are against Blizzard would think that's awesome. They would think that's like you're fucking weird for behaving that way. I don't get people who do this in a boycott.
Yeah.
By the way, guys,
normies who don't like
if
going
you
after this, yeah.
if you're destroying a product you're boycotting in the store, I don't believe the company that made that product is losing anything. They've already sold the product to the store. The only person who's losing anything is the store.
Yep, literally the store has to reimburse it, and the employees have to clean it up. In every way, it's shitty. And what shouldn't surprise you is that this piece of trash, well, the man who destroyed cases of Bud and Busch Light at a Topeka Walmart was also arrested for exposing his penis to a 16-year-old.
Was this like a pissing in public type exposing your penis, or was this like a I'm a rapist kind of penis?
Let's look at the kind of penis it was.
All right.
We need to know what kind of penis.
Talk review.
A Topeka man is behind bars tonight. He allegedly exposed himself to a teen at the Walmart right there on your screen. Topeka police said about 9 o'clock last night, officers responded out to...
This man's a menace to grocery stores.
9 o'clock?
This man is a grocery store menace.
Wait, he's done this before?
Well, no, he got arrested for
human trafficking? Oh, holy shit.
Every time with these people. Those are his priors.
Okay, so whipping your dick out in a Walmart is one thing. How did this dude manage to human traffic? Where does that come from?
Kidnapped a kid, maybe?
Let's watch.
A Topeka man is behind bars tonight. He allegedly exposed himself to a teen at the Walmart right there on your screen. Topeka police said about 9 o'clock last night, officers responded out to reports of a disturbance there at the store on Wanamaker Road. When officials arrived, they said they found Dustin Kane of Topeka had been throwing things at people there in the store. And officials said they also learned that at some point he exposed himself to a teenager. TPD officials said they did use force to arrest Kane, but a taser was not deployed. He was booked into the Shawnee County Department of Corrections on several charges, including lewd and lascivious behavior, exposing sex organs to another person 16 or older, and criminal property damage. He remains behind bars on bond tonight.
Dude, it's every time one of these crazy motherfuckers does some shit like this, like some transphobic calls the gays groomers motherfucker does this shit, they always have some priors of doing actual like child sex crimes.
Yeah,
it's always projection. It's always self-reports. Here's another video quite similar from not too long ago.
Oh my god, was this the fucking like effeminate fucking twink who was throwing his weight around, knocking over the fucking like the like decorations or something at a Target? He was like using his full strength for it.
I haven't seen this one.
You haven't seen this one? Fucking watch it, please.
This guy posted this himself.
Oh yeah, I don't know how he watch the way he fucking rages at this
More
Target.
consumers. We're gonna try to get the insert. Because Alex Jones says that there is no insert. There's nothing on it. So.
Weak punch.
He's like scared to destroy it, I think. He's like weirdly gentle with it, but he's still wanting to cause it.
It's disgusting. That's
Devil worship. Devil worship. Devil worship. It's devil worship.
This is not the same guy that we were talking about, guys.
It's like a $10 sign. Yeah, I got that.
end it.
More consumers.
He's like so scared to break it.
It's so pathetic, these people. They're such fucking jokes. And like they do shit like this and they
I feel like that almost makes me retroactively respect Beer Bro a little more. Even though he's being a child, at least he had some oomph behind his
he
action.
went in, you know? He went for the fucking
At
money.
the very least, he gave a damn.
Yeah, he was going for it. He didn't pussy out like that guy. But like, it's wild to me that the right is losing their shit when they have people like that doing stuff like that, and they're still getting mad about things like this. Have you seen this clip, this like TikTok that went viral? The girl in this video has me literally blocked on Twitter for I have no idea why, but like literally just promoting like trans gun ownership. So the caption is, while advocating just for trans people to arm ourselves is not any kind of solution to the genocide we are facing, I do want to say that if you you transphobes do try to come for me in a, and it gets cut off obviously because they don't want to include the full, thing, right? Basically it's literally just like, I'm armed, and if you try to come and kill
Don't
me, I
tread
will
on me.
defend myself.
Like,
Don't tread on me.
Yeah.
Literally saying, don't tread on me.
nice gun.
I think it's an AR.
Yeah.
Nice. Very, very nice. Yes, own guns if you are trans, and you can. And it's safe for you to own guns. Because remember, if you are, prone to suicide, you probably should not, or attempting it, do not get a gun if you're not comfortable with that. Because it'll basically give you a suicide button. It'll make suicide as simple as a button, essentially. But yeah, like, they literally, they post shit like this. This was posted by some Nazi account, and it says, remember the militant T slur, this is another like transphobic slur they made up, that went viral for showing off her AR-15? Guess what happened to her? And she tweeted, I've been fired from my job with the Forest Service because of the lies published by the Daily Mail, Newsweek, and other right-wing tabloids. They tweeted out that she was a terrorist, inspiring, like, calling for violence, when literally all she said was that she's armed and she's going to protect herself if the state comes for her. And the Daily Mail, all these, like, basically all these tabloid news articles, like, started posting stuff calling her a terrorist, which is just objectively untrue, and she ended up getting fired from her job for it. She worked for the Forest Service. She was like a park ranger. But more poignantly, I got fired from the Biden administration for being a trans woman that owns a gun. Biden is super anti-gun, has literally called AR-15s
The left is
assault
gonna fuck
weapons.
itself with the gun issue.
Biden hates AR-15s specifically. And you know what's really fucking stupid about it? Is that when you pass these fucking bans on those guns, all the far-right militias and whatnot already own the guns. You've probably heard this from other people than me, but like, I've learned that like out here in Washington, it really is just, you've got Seattle, Tacoma, and then like close, a little further south, it's surprisingly close. You've got Portland. Outside of that, in the rural area of Washington and Oregon, it is Nazi country. It is big signs as long as a fucking pickup truck that say, Jesus rebuke you for killing your child, you evil whores, to women who've gotten abortions. Like, just the most, obviously there's the Confederate flags, even though we were literally in the Pacific Northwest, but there's also like, just like burnt up crosses and stuff. Like, it is.
Am I treading dangerous territory if I acknowledge that a lot of pistols can be turned full auto as long as I don't give like specific?
You can absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I don't know if I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
Burned. Yeah. So Ellen Degenerate says in chat, a lot of handguns can just be turned automatic, and besides, most crime happens with handguns to begin with. So going after rifles is kind of weird. It's literally big scary politics. That's all it is, and it's pretty frustrating.
Yeah, Washington's banning sale of AR-15s, and the stupid thing is, all the crazy conservatives out in the country already have them. They've got their stocked up, like, arsenals, and their goal is basically, they're kind of like the far-right militia groups that are, like, planning for the day of the rope, like, legit. They basically set up camps and, like, their compounds outside of the city, and their goal is when they have, like, the opportunity to roll in and kill as many blue voters as they can.
You get people who see what happened with
and they come in during protests.
What's the dumbass little fucking kid's name? The one who
Kyle Rittenhouse.
Kyle Rittenhouse. They see what happened with Rittenhouse, and now they're opportunist shooters.
Yeah,
they're looking
to be there to be able to shoot someone.
I think this is actually goes into like not only right-wing extremism, but just kind of like a fundamental fucked part of how we view things socially. I have a concept I go back to called acceptable assholes, okay? And everyone wants to be the acceptable asshole. And let's say that you have someone like Chris Hansen, okay? And you have an unredeemable piece of shit next to you, okay? And you see Chris Hansen abusing this guy. You don't feel bad for the guy, but Chris Hansen in a vacuum is being an asshole. Now it's warranted. He's an acceptable asshole. The issue is when you have a position at all in any group, you have a position where there is an acceptable asshole. Real assholes just want to become acceptable and they'll seek that position out. And so what the right's doing is they're framing with the Rittenhouse thing, they're framing having killed someone, and this is a much more extreme case, having killed someone one of these protests in defense, as it was with Rittenhouse, but they're framing it the same way you would frame an acceptable asshole. It is someone who wants to partake in shitty behavior, who sees it acceptable in certain context, and forces themselves into a situation in which those contexts are created.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the second most popular rifle is a Garand, which is chambered in .306, which is way deadlier than an AR-15, which is
don't
usually
fucking
chambered.
explain bullet calibers to people who are trying to ban guns. They don't understand that you can't hunt a fucking deer with an AR-15.
Yeah, well, they don't understand that you could technically do it if you wanted. Like,
Yeah.
you could. I mean, if you really wanted, you
It's
could.
not good for the deer.
It's not good for the meat, but you could. You know, you could definitely hunt a deer with an AR-15. You could kill it. You could kill a deer with
okay.
a
Don't
pistol.
hunt a deer with an AR-15. That's not humane.
I'm saying what you could do. Okay, if you're really desperate and you feel like.
Don't fucking do that to the deer. It's gonna survive the first shot, run off, and you're gonna give it a slow, fucked up death.
Yeah, just make sure you're like sneak up behind it and get real close in full auto.
Shut the fuck up. Don't do that.
I'm really high right now. I'm sorry. Okay. So yeah, basically this girl's entire life has been ruined. Literally just because the right decided to freak out because she posted a TikTok and they decided to call her a terrorist. This is it. Literally just because she advocated for trans gun ownership to protect against, like, literally the thing that, like, every conservative says, like, don't tread on me, don't come on my property, I'll shoot you. Literally, like, softer than even that. And she lost her job and her entire career because the right turned her into a terrorist in the media. The right are the ones that say fake news, by the way, and say that the left go on witch hunts. It's all projection. What they're doing to Dylan Mulvaney is literally a witch hunt.
Yeah.
It really is. What are your thoughts, Ethan?
Arm yourself. If you believe that you're a danger to yourself, obviously avoid buying a firearm, as you'll probably... Arm yourself because this is no scaremongering or anything like that. But if you are a person at all living in fucking America with current political climate, I'd say it's nice to just arm yourself as a precautionary measure. Familiarize yourself with a gun, respect the weapon, learn how to use the weapon to a basic amount at the very least, and keep it locked up safe, right? I very much advise it because if you do eventually find yourself in a position where you may have to use it, and we're not even talking like the military has decided to send you to a camp, but like your neighbor who's a fucking psycho has realized you're gay and wants to commit a hate crime, it's nice to be able to protect yourself. And I don't think there's anything wrong with you owning a gun. And if you have like issues with guns because of things you see with like terrorism in the media and whatnot, I get why you have those issues, right? But realize that you yourself, by purchasing a firearm, are not contributing to that because you're not a terrorist. You're not the one who's going to be killing people unwarrantedly. You're not that.
Me and Ethan were walking through Seattle today, and we walked past a car, had a sticker on it with that one Nazi. I recognized it immediately as a really niche Nazi symbol, and the only reason why I recognized it was because the Bored Ape Yacht Club Nazi video. It was the ape skull with the 18 teeth.
Oh yeah.
It was a sticker of that on like a beat up minivan in a driveway in the city in Seattle. Tiny little sticker. No one would know what it means except for the people that know. And I saw that car and I was like, should I slash its tires? Nah, I shouldn't slash the tires. But like, I'm just joking. Or am I? In Minecraft, in Hightail, yeah, no, like that. If that motherfucker found out their neighbor was trans, I want their trans neighbor to own a gun. Simple as that. It really is just simple as that. Got anything else?
Okay, so going off of what a donation just said, actually, if you are a person who's struggling, but you think that you're kind of coming out of that, or you believe that there is if you genuinely believe that despite being a person who struggles with suicidality, that you also wish to own a gun and you need some kind of precautionary thing to avoid you perhaps turning that weapon against yourself. I am a person who is very extremely passively suicidal, okay? And one thing that keeps me going is I need to see how much can I say on stream? I need to outlive all of these horrific fucking people that want me dead. Of all things,
Spite keeps
if
me
I
going.
shoot myself in the head, I know damn well I'm becoming a statistic for people to say that that was a gun death and not everything else that caused my death, okay? So keep that in mind. You don't want to give fuel to people who are wrong about you, but also spite people, honestly. If you need to, if it keeps you alive, you have to outlive your enemies. No bullshit, no trying to sound try hard.
Survive. It's
Don't
the most
like
important
literally
thing.
you being alive in of itself is enough to piss your enemies off.
That's
You-
what
the
Demon
people-
Mama
yeah,
says.
literally.
Surviving is the most important thing.
Simply being alive pisses off the right for a lot of you. So your life has intrinsic fucking value in the sense that it is actively pissing off irredeemable evil fucking people.
It really is. Always remember that.